like hiding. I'm like, hey, he. So I'm like, I'm like, I gotta figure something out. They about to get me. Interesting prison story. I got a story on my page about like the prison riot. I had a prison riot, and my cellie didn't participate, but I didn't tell you all the events that led up to it. And I'm gonna make a little like this video gonna be a little longer because it's a lot that went down. I told you before there was a riot. So in the riot, as far as the blacks, there was only 3 people that participated. Me, the person that started it, and his cellie. His cellie got like demolished by pretty much 15 or 10 to 15 southsiders. Not even knowing, like it just happened. Because to lead up to it, it was a blood dude. He had a couple dollars. I guess he just won a lawsuit. So he hit the yard and they say he bought like 3 ounces of crystal. He only been there like a week, less than a week. So in the last 3 days, he's going up, getting high. So he started tripping. Like he had a disrespectful name. So he started tripping and I guess having like thoughts, hearing voices and stuff. So one day, something tell him that the Southsiders is tripping off his name. So he tell the Southsiders during count time, like, hey, I know y'all tripping off my name. It ain't even like that. Like, but you know, I'm with whatever. People don't even know what the hell he talking about. Looking through the vent, so they can't really get a good conversation. And he high, so it's like, what are you talking about? Well, anyway, so I guess he in his cell tripping, and he called one of his blood partners over, and he trying to talk to him. But it's already like about to be count time, like downtown. The only people out is the porters. We normally have like 4 porters, like some bloods and then some crips. But the blood had to go locked down. So he get in the cell. So he write a kite like a little note, little letter. And he sent it to the only 2 porters that's out. Porter from 40s and a porter from 60s. Now, there's an OG from 60s. And the dude from 40s, he wasn't an OG, but he was, he wasn't an OG. But anyway, I guess that the dude from 40s going to sell. The OG from 60, he get a kite to the blood porter, because I guess the blood porter, you know, that's their business. So he read the kite, the blood dude like not understanding it. He show OG. OG not really understanding it, but it's talking about something's about to happen with the Southsiders. And they trying to break it down to him, like, what you talking about, nigga? You tripping. But it's lockdown time, so OG got to go to the cell. So he go to the cell, and the way the roles are, like in prison, it was on the 270. And the way the 270 is, like, because they got 270s and 180s. 180s is like a higher security. 270s is a level down. But the way the 270s is like the cells this way, and then this way. So when you come in the dorm, it's a row cell straight on the side. And then it's the same on the top tier. So the porter, I got the last cell on the first row, like the row straight. And the porter's my next door cellie. So I can see the other porter. So they end up like talking a little bit, but they wasn't really like saying nothing. But I wasn't paying attention because we had the phone in the cell at the time. So they know what's going on. They know what's going on or know something's going on, but nobody else know. So boom, when everything happened, described in the video about the riot, after all that happened and my cellie didn't do nothing, they trying to figure out why the rest of the blacks didn't do anything, or why I was the only one involved. Because it was like we took an L on some weird stuff, and they want to make sure everything is taken care of. So everybody trying to figure it out. So they sending people to my cell, the Mac reps, the homies, and all the shits or whatever. Boom. I'm telling them, like, my neighbors, they normally go to chow, bro. Like, they be the first ones out. But one of them, the boy from 40's, always out. First one out, guaranteed every time. I used to always trip about that because I always be like, bro, he don't even know if something cracking. The nigga just leaving, like, he just gone. What if it get cracking? Boom. Everything happened. They like, bet. I'm like, bro. And then they find out that they seen about the kite and all that. So the issue is, Did they know and close their door? Or did they not know and close their door? They trying to get to the bottom of that. I'm like, bro, they asking me how I feel. I tell them straight up, he always go to chow. This one day they don't go to chow, and they is some iffy stuff going on that only his celly really knew about. Y'all figure it out. That's not my card. In the midst of them figuring it out, it was like split decisions. Half the homies felt like he didn't know, or they didn't know, and half the homies felt like they did. So on the yard, like when everything clear up, we going one day, we on the yard. Like I'm playing basketball. One of they homies come, he coming to holler at me because they on the yard talking. It's like by the gate. Like on the 4 yard, there's 5 buildings. The first 3 buildings is separated by a big old gate. And then the other 2 buildings is like on the other side of the gate, so they could, limit the people and less violence and all that. And it's easier for the what's name to get a good shot. But anyway, they on the gate, and the gate is because they politicking from both sides of the fence. So the people on the other side, but anyway, they on the gate, then they all come over, and then they all piling over, and they trying to figure it out. Like half feel this way, half feel that way. And mind you, this is the neighborhood card. I'm not in the neighborhood card, so I ain't got no say so. I'm not in that crowd. I'm playing basketball. My card already handled everything we were supposed to do. So like I said, my boy, he come and talk to me. While he talking to me, they go up. In mid-conversation, he stopped, turn around, see people fighting. He said, I'm hood, and start running back. So they go. They're having a riot. It's like 12 of them, 6 on 6 or 6 on 7, like some shit like that. So they all, boom. They end up, the dudes, one of them, the dude from 40s, he just out there, he got a cool fade, got beat up. But the OG, they beat the dog crap out of him. They broke his collarbone. They had to take him out in a stretcher. We were sitting outside on the floor for at least an hour and a half so they could get everybody in. All of the neighborhoods that was involved went to the hole. You think that would be the last of it, right? But it wasn't. Because you got to think about like what happened at the very beginning. The blood dude that was high off crystal. A lot of his homies are like, man, that was a PC move. Which it was. His celly didn't even know what was going on. Like his celly, I think, was in vocation. So when he came back, he go in the cell, and his celly tripping, and he don't know what's going on. And as soon as chow happened, his celly bounce up, walk outside, go straight to a southsider, and just get off. Starts to get beat up, runs out the door, leaves the celly to get beat up. Needless to say, the Bloods had a problem with that. So whenever that dude got out the hole and got to the next yard, they say he got his issue too. I don't know how bad or what exactly happened because I wasn't at that yard. But I don't know. It could get real.